It's Monday, April 26th, and welcome to another City Update with your host, Derrick Silas, and today with City Manager Jerald Gilbert.
Hello, Derrick. It's good to be here again.
Always. Good to see you. There's a lot of things going on around Enid, a lot of project updates. A week ago, we sent out a press release concerning the PACE, which is the Public Arts Commission of Enid. They were accepting RFQs for a mural project. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes. Through the city, through the PACE group, which is the Public Arts Committee of Enid, is, I guess you'd call it commissioning an artist. We're using the RFP or RFQ process to get artists to respond, and they will actually choose 4 finalists, and from that they'll choose 1 to do 2 murals over by the Enid skate park. And there's a substantial budget, I think up to $50,000 for both of them, or $48,000 or something like that available. And so we're anticipating we're going to get some really good art entries, and the PACE committee will make a recommendation, and the city commission will approve whatever gets done there, and there'll be some more great artwork in the form of murals added to all the murals that we have here in Enid.
Yeah, we're becoming a city of murals.
We are, city of murals, yes.
Which is good.
Yes.
I like visual art and auditory art as well.
You bet.
Down a week ago, Main Street Enid got the bird scooters came in. So
Yes.
Tell us a little about that project.
You know what, the birds have landed. The scooters, they're electric scooters, and they're pretty much all over town. I've seen them starting from whenever they launched, I believe was about a week ago on the 19th or the 20th, and there's a picture on your screen. In fact, that looks like Natalie and
Charlotte?
Yes, from Main Street, standing right there in front of the kiosk downtown. So they're demonstrating the birds, and I don't know how many we have. I think we have 25 plus right now, with more coming. And I've seen them. They're fun, and they're an efficient way to get around, particularly in the downtown area. So if you're interested, I think it just takes a phone and a credit card. Actually, It just takes a phone and an app, probably.
Yep.
But they're exciting, and so I hope that they become a very interesting part of our downtown.
Yep.
And the city. You can take them out on the trails, at least out on the trail down from Van Buren all the way over to Garland.
Yes.
So, and if there's demand, we can expand the map, but right now that's pretty much, it's the east side of town, including the downtown, Meadow Lake Park, and the trail system out to the west.
Yes.
So,
pretty good.
very exciting.
And last week, let's talk about something else. Last week it came to fruition, something that the former mayor promised, which is to dedicate a portion of Cleveland Street to the former city manager. Talk about that a bit.
Yes, Eric Benson was the city manager in Enid from 2007 to 2014. And through his leadership and vision, there was a lot of things done in Enid directly as a result of his efforts working with the city commission and Mayor Shuey at the time. One of them was the Boulevard mixed-use development at Cleveland and Chestnut in conjunction with AC Development, which is owned by Gene Anderson, and also with Vector Securities, who is Jim Dill, a developer from Tulsa. And they worked together to envision a prosperous mixed-use area there, and it all began with a boulevard. And so that boulevard, the Cleveland Boulevard between Chestnut and the railroad tracks, was completed last year sometime, early in the year. And the last piece was getting the lights on. And a promise was made to Mr. Benson by Mayor Shuey back in 2014 and communicated to Mayor Pankinen, and finally fulfilled with honorary signage that we've hung up on that boulevard. I believe there's 8 signs that look like what's in the picture there that call it Eric Benson Boulevard. And so again, it's honorary. The street addresses of people that live there and businesses there are still Cleveland. They don't change, and they won't change for mail purposes or any other purpose. But for honorary purposes, to recognize his vision and leadership, those signs are there. And you can see Mayor Shuey and Mayor Pankinen in the photo, along with the technical services crew who actually made those signs and hung them up. I've had some questions since then, primarily about the bee.
Yeah.
And so I thought I would mention the bee came about sometime early on in Mr. Benson's tenure as city manager, as a tool he would use to communicate in publications with the public. And one of those early publications was Enid on the Move. And so I don't know who gets credit for coming up with the B. It might have been somebody in public affairs back in the day. It might have been in conjunction with Eagle Marketing. I'm not sure, but I just, as far back as I can remember, and I was here the whole time, that was a way, a funny thing that Mr. Benson used in publications with himself and the public. So we thought it fitting to put his face on the B, just like we did back in the day, and so that's done now. So that area is complete. And the next piece that we'll work on is moving forward from the railroad tracks to Willow, which we're in the process of working on now with utility relocations. But just that portion from Chestnut to the railroad tracks will be honorarily known as Eric Benson Boulevard.
Very good. We have a lot, it's springtime and we have a lot of things going on in the parks. One of the things that's coming up is Movie in the Park, and that's going to be held 2 Saturdays from now, or 3 Saturdays from now, which will be Saturday, May 15th, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. They'll be showing The Secret Life of Pets 2. I haven't seen the second one yet, but that'll be nice. And so anyone who wants to go can bring their lawn chair or a blanket or what have you to enjoy the movie with their kids. I do know the Parks Department is supposed to be giving out popcorn and maybe water. So
it's a fantastic family-friendly event, and it's the City of Enid Parks Department trying to offer more things for people to do in Enid, Oklahoma. So there's another great example of Parks and Rec staff doing more and offering an event on a Saturday. So if you're interested, please come out. I'm sure your kids will love it.
And one thing about the Parks Department is under the Division of Public Works. So we want to give a shout out to the Public Works and Public Utilities divisions for this past weekend, the bacon.
Yes.
They scored #1 in the bacon bash. Was it United Way?
The Bacon Bash. Yeah. So the City of Enid is #1. #1 in making bacon. And there's the team right there, the award-winning team. I had nothing to do with it. Everett Glenn and his folks, and David Hunter and volunteers you can see there, dressed up in costume, and they're pretty good cooks because those judges were impartial judges, and Enid came out #1. So we will also recognize that championship team at the next council meeting on Monday, May the 3rd.
Very good.
Very good bacon. So hopefully you got a chance to, this was an eventful weekend, hopefully you got a chance to eat some bacon, watch some basketball, and eat downtown.
Oh, okay. Very good. Now, I do know that the fire department, they're doing fire hydrant flow testings. And as you can see on the screen, they will show the dates and the times, well, not the dates and times, but the actual areas for today and tomorrow that they'll be doing the flow testing. Give a little bit more information on that.
Yeah, hydrant testing is something the city does every year. The fire department conducts it for the city, and they check every fire hydrant in the city for operation and for the flow of water, and then it gets coated, color coded on the top with either green, blue, orange, or red. And that impacts what fire hydrants firefighters use or will use, primarily while they're looking to protect property. So it's mostly ensuring these are in operation or to protect property, and that's very important to all of us because most of us have property in town, and we're all interested in pay for insurance too, so it helps keep insurance rates lower. So we appreciate the effort by the firefighters in keeping our hydrants, or if there, many times if there's issues, they'll pass it on to our utility maintenance department, and so David Hunter's folks and Chris Stein will fix any issues with the hydrants. So we appreciate that. It's ongoing. It will at some point, if it's in your area, your water may get some sediments or be discolored for a short while. You just need to probably let your kitchen faucet run for a little bit until all those impurities get flushed out. So.
Yep. Very good. We did make a creative video about that, and we've publicized it on Facebook, and we'll share it again if we need to, just to remind the residents what's going on. The fire department, speaking of the fire department, they will be doing a car seat checkup this Saturday, May 1st. However, if you want to participate in that particular event, you need to go online and register for the event prior to that date. And they just need proof of government assistance, ID. Expected mothers must be within 6 weeks of delivery, and you must be the legal guardian of the child. That's pretty neat. They're sponsored by Safe Kids Oklahoma, so it's in collaboration with that organization.
Yeah, and it's a free event. So if you have a car seat and a child, we'd all want peace of mind, and so hopefully you can make it on by, and the fire department will check everything out and make sure you're, that you have a good car seat and that you know how to properly fasten it in and use it. So for the safety of the child.
Yep. Also, this weekend, the service center, the Public Utilities Department will be doing a household hazardous waste collection day. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, this is something that we offer, and we started offering a year or two ago, maybe several years ago. It's a great opportunity for you to get rid of old paint, old pesticides, old stuff sitting around your garage that maybe you're never going to use or you don't need, and might be some of these things you typically maybe can't just drop off at the landfill or throw away. So this is a great opportunity to load that stuff up and bring it down to us. We've got a company that'll come in and process all this and haul it away for us. And we enjoy offering this service to help people clean up their homes and their garages and their shops. So I know I will be getting rid of some old buckets of paint, and it's nice and convenient. You can just drive in on a Saturday in the service center and drop it off and go away, and then it becomes the city's issue. So we'll take care of it for you.
Very good. A lot of our departments are doing a lot of things. Speaking of, here's the library. The library has already started their hosting the citizenship test prep classes on every Wednesday, and that will continue through July. July 28th. October 27th, I'm sorry. It's going to continue through October 27th. So you still have a chance to go. Contact the library. You can go to their website, or you can call them to get that information.
Yeah, library staff's doing a great job. I appreciate that.
Yep. Here's some road closures. A portion of the South Buchanan Street will be closed for sewer manhole installation, and that begins today, and it should go on for approximately 4 days. So by Friday, it should be reopened. Also, there are going to be concrete repairs at 312 Ranch Circle, and that actually began Wednesday of last week, and that should last approximately 2 weeks. So that's a closure there for that area for concrete repairs. Then, of course, at the beginning of April, we started our yard waste collection on Mondays. So if you have a green poly cart or need a green poly cart, you can always contact the solid waste department. It's at 580-616-7300 if you need a poly cart for that. Exciting news, the Glow Hotel.
Yes, the culmination of really decades of planning and wishing and 3 concerted years of effort to get it built. And so now it's open. It just changed ownership. Purvis Katari and his wife Nihal, and they are fantastic people. If you haven't met them yet, stop by. You can come by anytime. They're there almost all the time. They'd love to hear from you. They're anxious to be part of the community. I actually stayed there with my wife on Friday. It was fantastic, and it was so convenient. It's just downtown, so I can go and sample some of that award-winning City of Enid bacon that we had down there, as well as some of the other entries. And then I was able to eat downtown. I was able to go watch a basketball game right here in Enid, Oklahoma, professional.
Yeah.
With an undefeated professional team right here. And so it was exciting. And then, of course, when it was pouring down raining afterwards, I had a short walk over to the hotel to get checked in. So it was fantastic. If you want to check it out, just go down there and say hi to Purvis, and he'd love to show you around. And better yet, sometime go down there and stay and check it out and help him out as he gets started. Grand opening is April 30th, and it's going to be a big event. So if you don't get a chance to say hi before then, stop by at 3:30, between 3:30 and 5 that day or so, and you'll see it'll be really busy down there.
Yep. That's a good hotel to be there for those concerts or basketball games or what have you. So it's very convenient for that. Okay. The Human Resources Department will be has several positions open. You can go, if you're interested in any of these positions you see on the screen, you can go to enid.org/careers to apply for any of those positions. And I'm going to give a shout out to our Public Works division that has 4 departments. If you see on the screen, you'll see that the collaboration with those 4 departments: mowing near the North Van Buren overpass, prepping softball fields, relocating sinks at Chaplin Park, and doing maintenance on our city vehicles. So we appreciate the work, the labor that they do for, especially for our keep everything going on, keeping our parks clean, trash services, which is the next actually, but then doing the roadway maintenance, which is very good. Public Utilities is another division that has these 3 departments: utility maintenance, water production, and solid waste services. Shout out to them for assisting the stormwater crews. So we have partnerships internally,
yes,
as well as outside between constituents outside of us, which is good. And if you see another picture there, the crews are working on pump number 2 in the roof tower and making repairs at the wastewater treatment plant. So always good, and a good shout out to them. Now let's talk about the commission meeting, or before the commission meeting this Thursday, we're doing a thank you reception.
Yes.
To honor.
Yes, please come out. That's open to the public. It's an opportunity to recognize and really pay respect to the service of 4 outgoing commissioners, which are Ben Ezell from Ward 3, who served 8 years, Jonathan Waddell from Ward 4, who served 4 years, and David Mason and Jeff Funk from Ward 6, who filled in for various amounts of time. And we're going to send them off properly by recognizing them for a lot of their accomplishments and thanking them for their service. I know it was, regardless of whether you agree with them on positions they took on anything, or you really need to respect their service. They do not get paid to do this. And there were some very difficult things, nothing more difficult than the COVID crisis and the masking issues. And that was something that none of us ever before probably February of last year or even March even envisioned that we'd have to make some of those decisions. So yeah. I respect them greatly. I know we're going to unveil some videos that the mayor and I made, and we've got some things to give them, and it's just a great opportunity to thank them for their service, wish them well, and they're all part of the community still, so you will see them around, and we expect that they will continue to contribute as leaders in this community. So thank you for your service, commissioners. I look forward to see you and tell you that publicly on Thursday at 5:30.
Yes, and you'll begin with a social hour, and then the actual program will begin at 6 o'clock. So
yep, 6 o'clock.
And speaking of commissioners, the commissioners-elect will be sworn in on Monday. Is it
yes.
May 4th?
Yes.
May 3rd. May 3rd.
Yes, May the 3rd. It's unusual because normally we have our meetings on the 1st and 3rd Tuesdays of every month. But our charter says that we'll swear in the new commissioners on the first Monday in May. Okay. This is the first Monday in May coming up, a week from today, Monday, May 3rd. So that is the main event on the regular session, is to swear in 3 new commissioners. Even though Scott Orr is already serving, as he was appointed in Ward 6, he'll be sworn in again as the elected official from Ward 6. Whitney Roberts will take over for Jonathan Waddell, and Keith Saragusa in Ward 3 will take over for Ben Ezell. So that will be the main event. There's several other things of note. There'll be other appointments to boards and commissions after that point on the agenda, and then we'll probably do that for several meetings while the new commission selects people to serve on those committees. The main event in the study session will be a discussion about budgets, because it is the budget season. So we will have lots of meetings about budgets, and we'll talk a lot about money as we make sure that we have the money following the priorities that we think as staff, and then most importantly that the City Commission wants to follow. So I look forward to that. It'll be an exciting meeting, a jam-packed May full of events. Will there be any other major discussions or hearings at the main meeting on Monday? You know, there's I just happened to, because you prepared me, I happen to have the agenda right here, and there's we'll have a few proclamations. There are some hearings on some rezonings that are certainly important, and some action they can take on those rezonings and ordinances about plats. There was a new renaming of streets. Some streets. Yes. We have the first hearing on renaming the streets, and this is actually renaming the street where the street, not only the actual street sign will change and the addresses, if there are any folks that live there, will change. And in an effort to honor the pilots that were killed last year and passed away in that horrible crash, Lieutenant Colonel Kincaid and Second Lieutenant Wilkie, portions of Gott Road from Southgate to the Vance Gate will be renamed in honor of Lieutenant Colonel Kincaid. I believe it'll be called Kincaid Road. And then the portion of Southgate for Cleveland from Southgate to the Industrial Gate, I think it's called Baker Gate at Vance. I think that will be renamed Wilkie Way.
Okay.
And so this Monday is the first hearing to actually allow the public to give input on that and to hear input. And then I think at the next meeting, potentially the commission can take action to formally rename those streets, which then drives putting up new street signs. But in the meantime, letters would go out, and ultimately the post office and 911 would be notified about address changes. I believe because of the locations, there's very few people impacted by these name changes. So, but it is an effort, and it's a visible effort to honor those pilots who made the ultimate sacrifice training right here at Vance Air Force Base last year. Actually, it was 2019 in about November. I believe it was before Thanksgiving or right after. So, you know, that was a terrible thing, and as part of the healing process, I think this is a nice thing that Mayor Pankinen and Colonel Johnson and the families have talked about. So if all goes well and that's approved, then there'll probably be a future ceremony to actually do that, and it may also correspond Memorial Day with the ceremonies that Elaine Johns has at the airport, or some similar type event yet to be determined.
Okay.
So.
Very good. Okay. That's all I have today. Any other things, updates?
You know, I'm just very, very optimistic about the future. If I was a stock trader, I would be telling you to buy Enid stock, because Enid is on the rise, Enid's on the move, Enid's whatever adjective you want to use. Great things happening, business is picking up, all kinds of events downtown. I feel momentum in the downtown area. I feel momentum out west in our shopping areas with not only the new soccer park development, but some of the stuff that Kyle Williams and his company is doing out there, the development at the district. Great stuff there. So really all over town. So buy Enid. Good stuff's happening, and it's happening because the folks that live here and the business people here are making it happen. So we appreciate it. We're doing our very best to look at our processes to make sure we're being as customer friendly to help you do that as we can. And we look forward to having a great year and probably a tremendous holiday Christmas season this year, because we're going to have the ice rink, which was a big hit. And I hear that we might have a really big Christmas tree this year too. So a lot of fantastic stuff coming.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you for joining us today, and as always, giving us good information for updates of what's going on in the city. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Derrick. It's good to be here.
And thank you guys for coming every Monday at 1:30 to watch and see what's going on in the city. We appreciate you, and join us again next Monday, 1:30 p.m. for another city update. Have a great day.